Hey followers, so we are headed to Amsterdam. We are here at DFW Airport. And fun fact, earlier last night, Heathrow caught fire. The substation, the power substation. So they didn't have power all day. So we were worried that this trip may not happen or might have to happen differently. So it should be a fun time. We've got some good stuff planned. So let's go. We made it to London, and we are on our connecting flight to Amsterdam. Alright, so we made it to our hotel here in Amsterdam. It's Hotel 9. The room we're in tonight is actually not the one we're going to be in most of the trip, so I'll show y'all that one. That one just wasn't available for the full time we were here, so we're in a little bit smaller room tonight, but the one tomorrow has a balcony and I'm super excited about it. Anyway, it has been a long day of travel. Public transit is fantastic. We took the train and then we took a trolley, and then we did have to walk, but the cities are so walkable. They're so pedestrian and bike friendly. It's fantastic. Loving it so far. We're gonna get some food, and tomorrow we will start off with a walking tour. So I will see y'all then. Alright, good morning followers. If I look a little tired, it's because jet lag is currently winning this fight we're having. And I also forgot my eye makeup, so I'll find some later. But yeah, that was overlooked in the packing. Thankfully, it's not a huge deal, but it happens. Anyway, we are about to head to breakfast. Hopefully find some stroopwafel because I am nothing if not a stereotype this morning. Really excited. Definitely need some caffeine. So also on this trip, we're shooting a ton of film. I'm starting out with Portra 400 35mm, shooting it at 400. I might push some later after this roll. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Honey, what are you starting out with? He's shooting medium format, black and white. And you're shooting it at 400? Box speed. So, we're gonna get some breakfast and then we'll do our walking tour, and it'll be a great first full day here in Amsterdam. Fresh made stroopwafel. So it's like making a mess in here. There we go. It's too big to put over my cup of coffee, but it's tasty. It's very warm. The insides are all falling out.
Basically, what they did is like squeeze the houses and develop them in heightness and in depth. This is also why, so they are tall like that, and this is also why quite common in this part about having buildings behind buildings that are part of the same house.
if you guys visit the Netherlands, don't rent a car, just walk. If you really want to rent something, rent a bike, but the public transportation is great. Just utilize it. They've got trams, they've got buses, they've got ferries, they've got trains, metro. We've only used the trams and the train at the moment. We're gonna take ferry later this week. But yeah, there's not any parking anyway. Even the locals don't really drive for that most part. Like 60% of the population of Amsterdam just rides bikes, and they're everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Okay, so this is our hotel room. We've already been hanging out here a little bit, so it's not perfect. But we've got like this little lounge area. There's the Kelton. Coffee. The coffee is great, even if it is like little pod things. Here, got the bathroom. And these are motion sensor lights. Nice big shower. And then this way is the bedroom area. And part of the reason we picked this room is because it has a balcony. There's not really a view, but sitting out here reading and working on some journaling seems wonderful. So that's what we're going to do. So this is not at all a makeup channel, but because I forgot my makeup, or at least my eye makeup, and needed to go get some, someone suggested, one of the shops we went in and suggested this Italian brand. Oops. And so I have mascara, a pencil, and oops, I can't do this, and an eyeliner, pen. So I will let you guys know what I think. So there's a joke that there's always an Irish pub. No matter where you go, there's always an Irish pub, and we've always been able to find one. It's a fun thing. Anyway, so we go to the Irish pub for dinner tonight, and it was really good. But I ordered a black velvet, which is half Guinness, half cider. Really good. If you don't like mixed beers, come at me. I don't care. Point being, the whole city apparently is out of Guinness. Like, I guess there's a shortage. And so I got a local beer, which is fine. I love it. It was great. It was a Dutch lager. But yeah, everyone's out of Guinness, and they won't have more until Tuesday. Alright, so we're day 2 here in Amsterdam. We have a canal tour scheduled later, but in the meantime, we're just going to get breakfast and explore, see what else there is. And someone's already got the camera out. Alrighty, so this was originally built as the Amsterdam Town Hall, but after the monarchy was established, and there's a whole lot of history there that I'm not going to get into on this little clip, it became the Royal Palace, although the monarchs don't actually live here. They live in a different city, and I'll put that down below, because I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. This building is a church, and I cannot remember if it's a cathedral or not, because again, there was a whole history thing of the Netherlands becoming Protestant, so I will find out and let you guys know. But yeah, this is Dom Square, and I don't know what's going on. This tent was not here yesterday. And way over there is a memorial to the lives lost or the soldiers, or the lives lost in general during World War II. It's an obelisk, actually. Alright, this is the Amsterdam Central train station. The ferries are behind it, and that's where we're going to go see the Amsterdam Tower, or the Edam Tower, and where we're going to catch our canal tour, even though you can't catch a bunch, like over here, and there's a bunch farther behind us. But just look how pretty this is. There's also a ton of like restaurants and such in here. You can catch the trolleys from here. So you want like great public transit and a great like meeting place for people, this is a great example. Amsterdam in general has been a great example. Like, look how many people are around. Just look at the sheer number of people. Absolutely fantastic. So if you look, a lot of these houses were built by merchants way back, and they have hooks. And that's because to get merchandise in and out, they would use the windows, because the stairs in Amsterdam are ridiculously narrow. If I haven't already in this video, I will show you guys several photos taken of ridiculously narrow stairs.
Our city has around 2,500 houseboats. Originally, the first houseboats were used for transportation purposes. However, during the Second World War, sailors that traveled to Amsterdam to find work did not own any homes in the city, so they decided to live on their boats. Fortunately, at the time, this was allowed, and an added benefit was that it was tax-free. Later on in the 60s, the tax-free benefits of houseboats led to the inundation of hippies who migrated to Amsterdam on their boats for the cheap living.
Okay, so that's like the oyster, or no, it's the eye. I can't remember what kind of, it's a theater. It's supposed to look like an oyster, and then that's the Amsterdam Tower. You can actually swing off the top. You can go up there, but you can also swing. We are going to go up there. Not sure if we're going to do the swings or not. We might. We'll see. All right. Here is the Amsterdam Tower from the bottom. And in theory, we're going to go up there. So let's go. Here is a hopefully scale model of the Amsterdam Tower. They actually have it really detailed. Like you can see people moving in their model. Here are the swings that we're going to go on here in a bit. Hey, honey, what you think?
We're pretty high up here, not as high as others, but it's cool. Neat elevator ride on the way up.
Yeah, it is. Oh, crazy. These are the swings. This is definitely going to be an interesting experience. So if you come up to the top of the Amsterdam Tower to the lookout, there are beanbags up here, just beanbags. And you can lay on them while looking out at the city, but it is windy and it is fairly chilly. So I'm doing it because it's fun and it's the thing to do, but It's cold up here, but this is kind of cool. Like, let's look at the view. Like, this is my view. Well, not the. There we go. There we go. It looks like I'm in jail. That's okay. There you go. There's the city. Okay, so I want to point out the triple X that you see all over Amsterdam is not actually X's. It's the inverted cross of St. Anthony. So while yes, prostitution is legal in Amsterdam, and yes, they have a red light district, this is not anything scandalous. It is actually quite the opposite. All right, we made it back down to the bottom of the Dome Tower, and oh my gosh, the wind. It was a good time. It was definitely worth it. Kind of expensive for the two of us to do to go up to the top and do the swing. It was like €52, which isn't awful. I know if you go to the top of like World Trade Center 1, it's like that much just to go up for one person. So judge as you will. The swings were fun. I am not an adrenaline junkie. I like doing a lot of things, but I don't jump out of things, and so that was good for me. Yeah, windy, fun. So we're gonna go explore more of Amsterdam. So while we're traveling, we like to find bookstores, and I'd like to try and find a book that I can't really get at home. That's my rule. I have broken on occasion, but for the most part, I want something that's local. Problem is, when I'm in foreign countries, a lot of stuff is in different languages, so it's always interesting. Like when I was in Spain, I ended up with kids' books that were beautifully illustrated. So I have no idea what I'm going to end up with today, but we're going to go look. Alrighty, so I did find a book yesterday. It took me a little bit to talk to a bookseller to find something because my parameters were I would prefer something by a Dutch author, either originally written in English or written in Dutch and then translated. So the bookseller gave me like this really small like section. It was like, here's what your options might be. So I found this. We had to remove this post, and it's kind of like a thriller, like novella, I think. I'll put some more information down below in the description of it, or in the description of the video about the book. But it sounds interesting, and so I'm excited to read it. So on the agenda for today is the Anne Frank walking tour. So we couldn't get tickets to the Anne Frank house. They open up in like 6-week blocks, and we looked 2 weeks out, and they were all booked. So our compromise was a Anne Frank based walking tour. So if you are coming to the Amsterdam and you do want to go visit the Anne Frank house, make sure you look out like 6 weeks in advance of your trip. But yeah, so we're gonna go find some breakfast, and our walking tour is at 11. And we'll see a darker side of the darker history of Amsterdam. Alright, so we just did our walking tour. I showed you guys all the photos. I didn't feel like, I don't feel comfortable recording during stuff like that. The history is really heavy. These people went through atrocious things, and I don't feel comfortable recording. I'll take photos and such, especially memorials and all that, but these people were murdered in horrific ways, and I feel like I need to be present when I'm learning about it. So I'll definitely put some resources down below where you guys can learn about it as well. Other than that, I've had some fun. I bought a hat. I saw a rat, which I'll show you guys the clip in a second because why I recorded it, I don't know, but it was fun. I found some street art. So I don't want to show it too much so that no like AI thing grabs it. It's really pretty. It's acrylic. The artist was really sweet. Yeah, so far I'm sure it's been amazing. I've got some good photos, I hope. I don't know, I'll find out when I get them developed and I'll put them in this video. But yeah, the Anne Frank tour was really good. Even if you are able to go to the Anne Frank house in the museum, I definitely suggest doing a walking tour like this because you learn about other stuff that happened in the city, not just to the Jewish population, but to other people that were persecuted. And you learn about just what was going on in the city at the time during World War II and how just the non-persecuted citizens were treated. So yeah, I'll put some more resources down below.
Yeah, here quarter or halves I can make huge. Also, the exposure time it's crucial. But this is no.
It's so bright. We're so squinty.
I look really bad.
Thank you. Don't worry, you are not the only one.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. That photo that you have of the guy with the beard and the sunglasses, I love that.
It was a Harley Davidson in my country.
Yeah.
It was 120th anniversary in
Okay.
a big soccer football stadium. And it's so funny. He looks like a Santa Claus when
Yeah.
he's have a day off, and he enjoy the
Harley.
motorbike cycle. Yeah.
It's so sweet. You do look so grumpy.
And many people say that actually they looks like Native Americans, and it's a little bit darker. But this is what I like to.
All right, so instead of whatever thing we had planned to wander around and see, we got distracted by some tintype photography, and it was really cool. But to tell us more about it, I'm going to let you listen to Kelton.
Please pardon my hair. I wear a hat a lot on this trip, but tintype photography, very interesting. Just from what I know about tintype, it's a lot of the same developing processes and a lot of the same developing chemicals as is used in film photography. But unlike film photography, which uses a gel, and the film captures the light energy, the protons, in its chemical process, and it stores it in what is essentially just this dark chamber until we can develop it at our leisure. Tintype photography must be done at the time that it is made, so you have to travel with the darkroom. But it is not nearly as not nearly as light sensitive as film is. So when you look at the photo that Laci and I got done, we're squinting and we're kind of angry, both of us, because we had to stare effectively into the sun for multiple seconds in order to get the right exposure. And the opposite side of that is that once you stop the developing process, then you can basically carry out the rest of the development process out in broad daylight, which our photographer did. And you can see the video that Laci took where he's taking the negative on the piece of metal and turning it into a positive right before our eyes. That's real time, where it goes from negative to positive. And you can do that in broad daylight, whereas in film, you may not be able to do that.
Alrighty, so day 4 here in Amsterdam. We are actually going to head out to find a market because I love finding a good market. It's supposed to have lots of like the Dutch are not known for their cuisine, but what they do have, we have been told by one of our guides, you can find at this market for reasonable prices versus like tourist prices. So we're gonna go find out. And then later this afternoon, we're headed out to see the windmills.
Windmills!
You can't come to the Netherlands and not see the windmills.
Originally away from Yemen, but there all sand is hot from sun.
Yeah.
But here we have to use electric water because no sun.
Interesting. That is hot.
It's very hot. And also can give it some smoke test. No sugar, right?
Huh?
No sugar.
No sugar.
Now it's good to wait a second.
Okay, so we are loving this market. We've had crepes, halal chicken, which was excellent, dumplings, which were excellent. Kelton got Turkish coffee. I got Arabic coffee, sorry, with cardamom. I got chai tea, which is so much cinnamon, it's so good. Ate way too much food. There's a lot of stuff here, a lot of it closed, a lot of it's like touristy stuff, but there's also like you can get meats and fish and vegetables. Like, we do some real shopping here, and the flowers are absolutely gorgeous. All the flowers from the Netherlands have been fantastic, and these are no exception. So definitely worth the trip down here. And we took the number 4 trolley to get here from Dom Square. Honey, he's just chilling up there.
Mm-hmm.
No, pretty bird. No food required. Just chill.
Yep. Just about to perch. That's all. Yeah.
Oh my god, there's so many birds. There's still one on your head.
I know. I'm well aware.
He's just hanging out up there. I'm not sure where they're all. So I can't pronounce the name of where we're at.
Maybe.
It's in Dutch, and I feel bad about it. It's 2 words. I'll show you something here with it down in a minute. But we're here to see windmills because we're in the Netherlands. We can't not see windmills. And I'm in my pretty dress and in all my travel gear because I want to take pictures. So we're gonna see how this goes. Okay, so the windmills are really cool. We got to go up on one and watch them, or kind of watch how they used to grind pigments for paint. I actually bought some because on occasion I watercolor paint. Never made my own paint, but we're gonna try it. They gave us recipes, so I got a green and an ochre. But yeah, really been neat. Definitely touristy, but fun. Totally worth it. And I'm only slightly freezing my dress, but was not 100% worth it. We had to end the day with ice cream, and for some reason, despite the fact that I'm freezing, I decided to have ice cream too. And Kelton's enjoying his. He got chocolate and vanilla. I just got vanilla, just in case I get it on my dress. Less like chance of stains, because I'm a mess. So there's a watchtower over here on the other side of the museum, and the view is definitely worth it. There's actually a hiking trail down there behind me somewhere. Yeah, you can see the bridges, but it's really marshy and definitely not something we're doing. We have to catch a bus here in a few minutes. Look how pretty. Alright, so one of the things that Kelton loves to do when we travel to different countries is to find Mexican food, because honestly, it's great.
It's different everywhere.
And one of our guides earlier this week was telling us that all the expats they meet, the one thing they really miss is good Mexican food. So we found a couple places, we're gonna go try one of them for dinner. So let's go. So this morning we are headed to the Gogh Museum. We did look it up, and you are allowed to bring cameras, but no flash, no tripods, no selfie sticks. So none of that, just basic. But yeah, just had some croissants. It is really bright out here, and now we're gonna catch the number 12 trolley. So let's go see some art. So I freaking loved the Van Gogh Museum. I actually got a little teary at points. I think I'm just soft, and that's okay. It's okay to be soft. But it's really pretty, and the museum does a good job of not showing his art without telling about Van Gogh's mental health issues, and that he wasn't a great artist because he had mental health issues. He was a great artist despite that. And that his art was a solace for him. Overall, it was a fantastic museum, and I have a hot take. Even though I did take photos in there, because photos are allowed without flash, I still feel to properly just enjoy a museum and to properly feel, you kind of have to not take photos. Like, there are some people taking photos of every piece in there, and it seems like you can't properly enjoy the work, the art and what it's supposed to mean if you're taking photos of everything. And there's some pieces, like they're in the special exhibit with Kiefer, for the Kiefer special exhibit, there's so much depth to those works that a photo doesn't capture it. They're gorgeous. I actually went back and looked at some of them a couple of times because they're absolutely just fantastic. But a photo just doesn't capture it. So let me know what you guys think. Okay, this is not a great example of this, but I finally got my black velvet. There's cider on the bottom and Guinness at the top. Morning all. It is our last full day here in Amsterdam. And as has become our habit, I'm sitting out here on our patio. Yeah, it's nothing fancy. There's not even a good view, but it's really nice. Although it is kind of chilly this morning. It's very overcast. Let's see if I can. There you go. That being said, there's something nice about drinking coffee and sitting outside and reading a book for 10-15 minutes before we get started on our day, because these are tiny bits of coffee. So yeah, we've got a couple museums today, the Gogh Museum and the Maritime Museum. So we're gonna go be nerds. Okay, so the Houseboat Museum is really cool. That first room you go in is the original kitchen and bedroom area from when this was a working boat. A family of 4 lived in that little area. And then, like I said, the rest of it was a working boat. The other parts of it, the very 70s vibed ones, are when the boat was turned into an actual houseboat in the late 60s, early 70s. Great vibe, fun energy. If you want to live on a houseboat, it is stupid expensive. But really cool to learn about. So if you guys come to Amsterdam, make sure to check out the Houseboat Museum. I have been wanting to try these fries since I saw them earlier this week, and now I am. How is it, honey? All right, you ready? Cheddar with truffle mayo. That's delicious. It is absolutely delicious. So on our canal tour, we were told about the Maritime Museum, and this replica ship is part of the reason we decided to come to this museum, because how cool looking is this? I mean, look at this. Look at all the look how much rope that is. It's just, and the details. Okay, we're gonna go aboard. I don't know how much we can see in there, but I'm excited. Let's go see. You guys can see it for the first time with me. I don't know why I'm singing. Just ignore me being weird. Actually don't. It's part of my charm. Hey, honey. Hi. Check this out. Even a replica, that's pretty intense. So one thing I really like about the Maritime Museum is that they don't shy away from the fact that the Dutch trading companies, the West India Trading Company and the Dutch East India, I think I've got those right, were not great people, and that they did both, they were both involved in the slave trade in the various parts of the world. And they don't shy away from that. They also don't shy away from the fact that they were some stereotypical and rude terms that were used to describe the natives in the different lands that they went to, the native peoples. So yeah, they say that, you know, that these terms are no longer in use and that kind of stuff. Yeah, this museum doesn't shy away from the fact that bad things happen to people, and that the Dutch were the ones who did it, whether it was the shipping companies or the merchants. History happened, and not talking about it doesn't mean it didn't happen. And they're very aware of that, which is really nice. Also, the maps are really cool. Again, problematic, people died, but the maps are really cool. This is by far the coolest, like, interactive display that I have ever seen. So, like, this moves up and down, and you can push it over and identify whichever ship you want to look at, and click on it. It gives you the information. Then you can see, like, kind of a real life picture. Sometimes they don't have them. But yeah, super cool. And you can pick your language. It's just Dutch and English, but still really cool. Like, but look how many model ships are in here. So I have been nerding out over boats.
Well, Amsterdam is much more pleasurable when you have good company to travel with. But Amsterdam was really an incredible city. When we got here, we're riding the tram, and it really impressed me as to the scope of Amsterdam, the size. You know, we've all seen pictures of the row houses along the canals. All that's there. It's great. It's beautiful. But the pictures don't do justice for how tall they are and how cramped in they are to the canals. And so it really makes you feel like you're in a forest of trees that are all the same size, like an aspen grove or something. But Amsterdam is beautiful. I really loved all the transit. I loved all the walkability. The people were very nice. Watch out for the bicycles. They will not hesitate to hurt you. And it was really a wonderful place to visit.
Alright, so we had a fantastic time in Amsterdam. Really, really great trip. The way we did that trip, where we only planned one thing a day, like pre-booked tickets, and that gave us time in the afternoons when we found out about stuff there. Stuff like this being the Tintype Photography, the Adam Tower, the Houseboat Museum, and the Maritime Museum. So there were a ton of museums we didn't even get to go to. Like the Tulip Museum. So there's a lot to do in Amsterdam. We spent a full week there. I don't know if that's for everybody, but it worked out well for us. Because sometimes it gets exhausting to travel to a whole bunch of different cities. You feel like you have less time to just enjoy. So there were days that we would, sit on our balcony and read for an hour or two, or if we had to take a nap because jet lag sucks, it worked out really well. Point being, definitely love this trip. I would love to go later in the year and see the tulips. It just didn't work out for this trip, which we knew was going to be a thing. But yeah, really, really enjoyed this trip. And again, I know this is not a makeup channel at all, but I really did enjoy the makeup that I ended up picking up in Amsterdam because I forgot to pack my eye makeup. Again, it's an Italian brand. I'll put the link below. It is still stuff that I'm using here at home. So yeah. Come here, bub. Come here. And Bear is happy that, we are home. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.